Good afternoon, everyone. Today is March 28th, 2025. I'm Stephen Herwire, owner of Herwire Financial Plans with Direction. Today, after the market wrap, we're going to talk about tax planning and financial planning. They go hand in hand. Okay, we're coming up on the end of tax season. And most of us, once we get done with our tax returns, we breathe a sigh of relief and we don't want to think about taxes anymore. With the tax season coming to an end, it's the ideal time to use this year's tax return to help update your financial plan. If you're in the group of 1 in 4 Americans who do not already have a financial plan, it may be time to create your first one. Creating a financial plan from scratch may seem like a daunting task. However, having your tax information as a reference may significantly assist in this effort. Here are some ways to learn more about how your income tax return provides clues for the financial planning steps to take during the upcoming year. Okay, here's a list of different bits of information on your return that may be helpful. Your filing status, your number of dependents and their ages, your taxable income, your effective tax rates, your taxable Social Security and Medicare wages, your deductions like real estate taxes, mortgage interest, healthcare expenses, or charitable deductions. Your credits like child tax credit or earned income tax credit, whether you pay interest on a student loan or have a child in college, whether you contribute to a health savings account. And some of the questions that get answered from this data is, should I contribute to a traditional individual retirement account or a Roth IRA? Should I save for college in a 529 or prioritize paying down my existing student loan debt? Does it make sense for my minor children to file their own income tax return or for me to claim them as dependents? Should I double this year's charitable deduction, basically contributing 2 years at once so I can itemize my deductions? If you have all this information in front of you, when reevaluating your finances, you may be able to decide what short and long-term goals, financial goals are suitable. You may also consider adjustments as needed when your situation changes. Here's the thing. Right now, and for the next few weeks, your you're going to forget about your tax stuff and then it's going to be a mad scramble 9 months from now. This might be a mistake. So since this information is fresh in your mind, at least it'll be fresher than it will be in 9 months, it might make sense to do some planning now, especially since there are some tax items that have a deadline that is not April 15th. Information you glean from this year's tax season may help you plan out the rest of your year. It may also help in preparing tax returns for next tax season. If you received a hefty refund, you might want to update your withholdings to lower the amount taken from each paycheck. This adjustment may provide more money to save or use to pay off debts during the year rather than waiting to receive your tax refund in April or after. If you're owed money at tax time or had to pay an underpayment penalty, it's worth updating your withholdings to the amount necessary to cover your tax payments. Doing so may help you avoid unpleasant surprises next April, like having to write a check that you had no idea you'd have to write, and give you a better, or you might, avoid some penalties that you paid this year. No matter your income, budget, or financial situation, financial planning may be the key to helping you keep more of your hard-earned money. Having a plan enables you to manage finances in alignment with your financial goals, whatever they may be. Now, if you change your withholding so you get more money in your check, have a plan for it. Dave Ramsey says that if you don't give your dollars names, they wander away. So whether it's paying off debt quicker, saving more for retirement, saving for that big ticket item you're going to get in a few years, one of those things, you need to have a plan. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. I do tax planning. It is not tax preparation and it's not tax advice. Tax advice would be like, oh, I think you can take this deduction and here's what you'll get from it, or you should do this particular tax strategy. Now, I can come up with ideas, but I always coordinate with your tax preparer because they're the ones that know the law. It's important for somebody like me to be involved because they see the entire picture. The tax professional is qualified on how to advise to comply with tax law, like what deductions you can take, etc. However, they don't always have the big picture and may not think of certain possibilities. I had a client who wanted to take $20,000 from their IRA. We bounced it off the accountant. The accountant said, no problem. But I did a quick review because this client is also a planning client of the client's taxes and realized if they took the full $20,000, it is likely they'd breach the threshold for Medicare Part B and D surcharges. I contacted the accountant and alerted to them. They agreed we needed to alter the recommendation on how much they could withdraw. We found another place to get the money they needed without having to worry about that Part B and D surcharge. So once you graduate, be it from welding school, engineering school, or law school, you're going to need a different plan for each of these steps that's tailored to your individual situation. During your working years, in my opinion, the most important questions are, am I saving enough and is it in the right place? When you're on the glide path to retirement, I define this as the last 10 years prior to retiring, will the USS retirement be shipshape on the appointed day? Once you get into retirement, one of the important questions is, how do I avoid running out of money before I run out of life? And then finally, your legacy. Does what I worked hard for get to where I want it to after I'm done with retirement? I can be reached at herwirefinancial.com. I do in-person, Zoom, and phone appointments. I am licensed and registered across several states and can easily add states if there is a need. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, click on that Schedule an Appointment button in the upper right-hand corner of my website. If you want to see more videos like this, there's that YouTube button, 2 buttons over. It's the red one, where you can catch a lot of these different topics. Please like and subscribe. If your friends want more information, you can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. For those who prefer the good old-fashioned telephone, number is 518-631-2569. Do not text that number because we'll both be sad. There's a separate texting number underneath there. Opinions voiced in this material are for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance reference is historical. No guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested in directly. All data is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no representation is made as to its completeness or accuracy. Unmanaged index returns do not reflect fees, expenses, or sales charges. Index performance is not indicative of the performance of any investment. Investing in individual stocks includes numerous specific risks, including fluctuation of the dividend, loss of principal, and potential illiquidity of the investment in a falling market. Investing in mutual funds involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Fund value will fluctuate with market conditions and it may not achieve its investment objective. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is comprised of 30 stocks that are major factors in their industries and widely held by individuals and institutional investors. The Standard & Poor's 500 index is a capitalization-weighted index of 500 stocks designed to measure performance of the broad domestic economy through changes in the aggregate market value of 500 stocks representing all major industries. The NASDAQ Composite Index measures all NASDAQ domestic and non-US based common stocks listed on the NASDAQ stock market. The market value, the last sale price multiplied by total shares outstanding, is calculated throughout the trading day and is related to the total value of the index. Everybody have a terrific and blessed weekend. I'll see you next week.